Now, I am going to start Chapter 3, Poverty as a Challenge. Poverty is a state in which people do not have sufficient income to fulfill the basic necessities of life like food, clothing, and shelter. Again, I am repeating the definition. Poverty is a state in which people do not have sufficient income to fulfill the basic necessities of life like food, clothing, and shelter. And without it, the survival also get threatened. So here, because of the poverty, the country's economy get not get the economically, it is an obstacle towards the economic development of a country. Here you have that you already know this is not a good condition for any of the person. It state is not good for the any of the person. So it has to be understood what the poverty ratio in India so that it can be improved. It has to be eradicated. Eradicate means to that should be that should not remain at all. So that is called eradication of poverty. In 2001, that census is there. According to the census 11-12, the poverty ratio in India is 21.9%. Still it is very high. But in 2000 and 2001, this was that this poverty ratio was 26%. So it has been declined in 10 years near about 5%. So near about 4%. So now the new census, according to the new census 2021-22, which will be calculated this year, and according to that, the new census, the chances are there maybe this ratio will decline. But the basic thing behind it is that in fact, every fourth person in India is poor. This means roughly 260 million people in India live in poverty. This also means that India has the largest single concentration of poor in the world. Single concentration means the number of poor people are more in India. This illustrates the seriousness of the challenge. This data illustrates the seriousness of the challenge. The two typical cases of poverty is given in your book on page number 29 and 30. You must go through it. And urban case of poverty is also given. Rural case of poverty is given. Urban case through the story of Ram Saran, and in rural case through the story of Lakha Singh. Now let's see what are the indicators of the poverty, how to indicate that indicator of poverty. Here you can just change this word. It is indicator, not indication. So here you can just change this word, indicator. Indicator of poverty. Here, common indicator and social indicator. Common indicator is level of income and level of consumption. So this is the common method to just evaluate the poverty of any of India, that common India level of income. So it is there that rupees 816 for rural area. It has been devised that the income should be there per month and per person. Per month, per person, rupees 816 for rural area, rupees 1000 for urban area per person per month. And for a family of 5, as it is written over here, rupees 4080 per month in rural area for a family and 5000 in urban area for a family of 5. So here, this is given on the level of income. The indicator is based if they are the people are getting less than this means that means they are below poverty line. And what is poverty line? It is an essential minimum level of income needed to fulfill basic needs of life. Again, I am repeating the definition of poverty line. Poverty line is an estimated minimum level of income needed to fulfill basic needs of life. It is an estimated minimum level of income needed to fulfill basic needs of life. And you can write income and consumption also in that or the definition. You can correct one more thing. It is an estimate minimum level of income and consumption needed to fulfill basic needs of life. So correction, because income and consumption method is applied for calculating the poverty of India. This method is called income and consumption method. So here the definition will be, it is an estimated, means poverty line is an estimated minimum level of income and consumption needed to fulfill basic needs of the life. So that is how it is estimated in India. But if you will see only just the definition of poverty line, it is an estimated minimum level of income needed to fulfill basic needs of life. Again, I am repeating, when the poverty line is taken as general, not for any country and of the world, it is an estimated minimum level of income needed to fulfill basic needs of life. And if in case of India, how the poverty line is decided, so it is estimated or decided, that is, it is an estimated minimum level of income and consumption needed to fulfill basic needs of life. Now here you can see what is the difference in the world criteria. In world criteria, $1.25 per day on purchasing power, means this is needed, $1.25 per day is needed. 1.25 per day is needed, means that is the international level. If any country, any people are getting less than that, that means they are below poverty line. So if we will take that data, it will be more people will come under poverty line as per the world criteria. World criteria is global criteria is what? $1.25 per day requirement is of per person. So here the total scenario will get changed, because this amount is quite seems to be very less what is written, and this data is of 2011 and 12, and now there is a lot of that is rise in prices, also inflation is there, and because of that the level of income has to be revised, so that to decide the poverty line, to estimate the poverty line. So how the level of income and consumption? Consumption level is what? How much calories is required for the per person per day, and that is 21 calories required by the per person per day in urban region, and 2400 calories per person per day for rural region. Here you can see in urban region the calorie consumption is less, and in rural region calorie consumption is more. Why? Required calorie consumption is more in rural region. Why? Because physical activity is done more by the person living in the rural region as compared to the urban region. That's why this difference is there. And here you can see for 2100 calorie consumption, means how much food, what thing they require, and how much amount will be needed? 816 for rural area. And for 2400, how much rupees? 1000 rupees for urban area. Now you will see that more rupees is paid for the that is more rupees are paid. Again I am repeating, 2100 calories for urban area, and how much rupees is required? 1000. Means for urban area only 2100 calorie, and that is for 1000 rupees. 2400 calories, and how much rupees is required? That is 816. So here you can see at less income also survival is possible in rural area, but in urban area more income is required. Why? Because the price of the things are higher in the urban area as compared to the rural area. According to that it has been maintained. And so this is what the data implicate, that how the level of income and level of consumption is the common indicator to decide the poverty. So that I have explained you, that if the person is below this level, that means they are under the poverty. They are suffering, they are that is they are having, this is the common indicator which you can say the level of income and level of consumption. So here the data are provided to you, and this is 2011-12. If in your book it is mentioned anything else, you just correct it. And again I am repeating, poverty ratio, many of the book it is written 26%, you just correct it, it is old data. New data means according to 2011-12, new data will come this year only, but now we are not having that data. So basically you have to write this only 21.9 and no other, means you are having 21.9 is a poverty ratio in India according to 2011-12 census. So now next social indicator is level of illiteracy and lack of access to health care. Now here you can see social indicator level of illiteracy and lack of access to health care, and that means level of literacy is implicating what? Education, and lack of access to healthcare implicating what? Health. So here the social indicator is totally dependent on education and health. Like the common indicator is total dependent on income and consumption, like that social indicator are dependent on education and health. So both are equally, the income and consumption, how much income is there, how much the consumption is needed, how much income is required for that, and what the literacy level, how the access to health care. So that also decides the level of poverty. So here one thing I would like to mention, that what are the basic of poverty analysis. So here I am going to explain you about the social exclusion and the vulnerability. As it is seen that the poverty as seen by the social scientist, and poverty analysis is done by the social scientists, and they take two criteria, one social exclusion and another one is vulnerability. And let's see what is that. Now, the poverty as seen by the social scientists. The basis of poverty analysis is social exclusion and vulnerability. Social exclusion is a process where people are excluded from facilities, benefits, and opportunities that others enjoy. Vulnerability is a measure describing the greater probability of certain communities or individual of becoming poor or remaining poor in the coming years. Here, how they are vulnerable on the basis of asset, on the basis of education, on the basis of health, on the basis of job opportunity. So they are the four things on which it has been judged. So that is what? Assets, education, health, and job opportunity. If they are not having anything, then they are more vulnerable for the getting poor or remaining poor in the coming years. It is a measure describing the greater probability of certain communities or individual of becoming or remaining poor in the coming years. So how much vulnerable they are, that depends on the factors like assets, education, health, and job opportunity. Here the definition is given, what is a social exclusion and what is vulnerability. In the social exclusion, the facilities, benefits, opportunity that other gets enjoy is not they are not provided with that, the process where people are excluded from that facilities, and that will be cause. A typical example is the working of the caste system in India, in which people belonging to certain caste are excluded from equal opportunities. Social exclusion thus may lead to but can cause more damage than having a very low income. So here, if the society is society, if you will see the caste system, and which was prevailing from last many years, and in that so many examples are there. When you will study the caste system, you will find that there is a certain people who are excluded from the facilities, benefits, and opportunities that other enjoy, and this type of discrimination is called social exclusion. It also leads to the poverty. And how? Because if they are excluded, they will not get the equal opportunity, and if they will not get the equal opportunity, how they will progress economically? and if they are not progressing economically, they are not going to get their basic necessities fulfilled. So here in both the cases, they are in both the cases means that social exclusion is also the factor, and if they are not having the asset, education, health and job opportunity, then also. So vulnerability is a measure describing the greater probability of certain communities or individual or becoming or remaining poor in the coming years. Now let's see which are vulnerable groups. They are divided into two categories: social group and economical group. Here the social group is vulnerable group. The social group is scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and economic group are rural agricultural labor and urban casual labor. Here you have to mention, you just mention over here social group. So that vulnerable group, in that category social group are scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, and economic group are rural agricultural labor and urban casual labor. Again I am repeating, you have to mention that I have missed it to mention over here. So here you write, here you mention first that heading you mention that here what social groups, and the social groups are scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Social vulnerable groups are scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, and economical vulnerable groups are rural agricultural labor and urban casual labor. So like this, here it has been described that how the poverty is analyzed by the scientists, social scientists. They are called those who analyze the poverty. They are called social scientists. Interstate disparity, if you will say, interstate disparity means how the different states are at different level of economic growth, and that is called interstate disparity. If we will see the data, the Bihar and Orissa, different data are given in different books, that's why I am not mentioning over here. So you just concentrate what I am saying. Bihar, interstate disparity, always it will be leading. Bihar and Orissa are the two poorest state. Which are the two poorest state? Bihar and Orissa. Along with rural poverty, urban poverty is also high in Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. There is a significant decline in poverty in Kerala, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and West Bengal. Punjab and Haryana traditionally have succeeded in reducing poverty with the help of high agriculture growth rate. Because here every state, but if Kerala, why? Because the education level is very high. They have concentrated more on the development of human resource. So again, just see the states. Bihar, Orissa are the poorest state. Why? Because here the human resource has not been developed. They have not been turned into an asset. They has been turned into liability. Why? Because the proper education and health facilities has not been provided to them. Along with rural poverty, urban poverty is also high in Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Why? They have been neglected from many decades because due to the more population is also there, more population as compared to other states, the population is more, and they are not able to get the basic access towards the education and the healthcare facilities. And decline in poverty, there is decline in the poorest state is Bihar and Orissa. Along with Bihar and Orissa, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh is also included. Means not equally, but a little bit that is there. If poorest state will be asked, you will always mention Bihar and Orissa. Significant decline in poverty in Kerala, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, West Bengal and Punjab and Haryana. Why? Kerala has concentrated more on that human resource development. Maharashtra also provided that because of industrial development, many job opportunity has been provided. Andhra Pradesh also due to the Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, due to their you can say food food security system, whatever public distribution system is provided to them is very important. How the poverty ratio has been declined. If you heard that in Tamil Nadu only in 5 rupees the full meal is available. So that is what that kind of opportunity in Gujarat. Also, the type of employment are that generated that new employment opportunities are generated. And in West Bengal, due to land reform measures, this change has been that decline has been observed. In Punjab and Haryana, because they were the first to introduce the modern farming method, and they have succeeded in reducing poverty with the help of high agriculture growth rates. So here, these are the interstate disparities. Some are very poor and some are tried to decline their poverty ratio. So here, you can study which are the states which are trying to decline the poverty, which are succeeded in declining the poverty ratio. They are Kerala, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, West Bengal, and Punjab and Haryana, along with Punjab and Haryana. And here, Bihar and Odisha are the poorest state. Now, let's see the global scenario. Now, global poverty scenario. Here you can see the regional differences are found. Means the some countries are very developed, some countries are less developed, and some countries are developing. So they have been categorized: developed, developing, and underdeveloped. Poverty decline in China and Southeast Asian countries due to rapid economic growth, as a lot of investment has been done in the human resource development in these countries. India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, they are the South Asian countries, and the poverty has declined, not the poverty ratio has declined, and that has not been rapid, means it is quite slow. So here, why it is not been as rapid? Because because of that a lot of effort has been taken, a lot of poverty alleviation program has been taken, but still there is need to be to make it more rapid for economic growth is required in these countries, means South Asian countries, so so that they can develop much more, as the human resource is in good numbers in these countries. Poverty has risen in sub-Saharan Africa because they are not able to develop the human resource in this region, and even not able to utilize, and they are utilize it properly. Poverty has resurfaced, means it has been again resurfaced, again arrived. Once it has they have tried to maintain it, and means to decline it, and again it resurfaced in former socialist country like Russia. The proportion of people living under poverty in different countries as defined by the international poverty line. Like, what is international poverty line? It means the population below $1.25 a day. If they are getting less than that, and that means they are below poverty line, international poverty line. So the population, all the population who are getting less than 1.25 a day will be under the poverty internationally. So here, international, according to the international poverty line. Now, poverty comparison among some selected countries are given in your book, that you can see that Sri Lanka, the population below $1.25 a day, Sri Lanka is the lowest among these countries, and that Nigeria more, Bangladesh more, India more, Pakistan more, China more, Brazil more, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka is as compared to them, Sri Lanka is the last. So according to that, means the Sri Lanka condition is much better than India, in spite of a small country, and it is one of the island neighbor of India. But still, why? Because there the investment on has been done on not only in education, also healthcare facilities have been developed, and as a result the life expectancy also increased, and along with that the not only that, the the quality of life they are having. So because of that, now let's see what are the causes of poverty, along with the measures for removal of poverty and the challenges ahead. Now, let's see the causes of poverty. There are so many causes. You can also think over it, but what has to be the it means important that you can judge yourself also what is happening in the society. But the basic thing which are lacking, due to which the causes of poverty is there, the people are more vulnerable to poverty. They are low level of economic development. Eco means economic development. Decline in traditional handicrafts, which has resulted in the that if the chances of their development, so individual development, if they are having certain talent and certain type of creativity, and that traditional handicraft has been declined. Now they are shifting to other jobs, and they are working as a labor in spite of knowing the traditional handicraft. Means they are knowing the how to make it, and then also they are not going through it. Why? Because they are not having the market for that, and that is one of the reason for causes of poverty. And unequal and irregular success of green revolution. It has been that green revolution was equally implied on the whole country after during the 1960s, but it has not given the equal impact on the whole country, because some of the states got very much benefit of that, like Punjab and Haryana, and rest of the states are still irregular in the that of getting the better results of it. And that is the it is not so much successful in all the states equally, and that is one of the reason of poverty. Inadequate job opportunity, that is there, the number of population is more, and according to that there is no job opportunity. This is one of the major cause also. Huge income inequality, rich are becoming richer, poor are becoming poorer, and this is what the huge income inequality exists, and that is because of that the poor are not getting the chance to overcome the poverty. So many measures has been taken by the government for removal of poverty, and here I have mentioned the abbreviation for the poverty alleviation program. As you have heard, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme Act 2005. This is called Manrega, and this is what the in that 100 days assured employment. If they are not getting, they will get the allowance, and 1/3 seats in this fee that in this Manrega, that is given to the 1/3 seats given to the women. And this is what the basic features that you have to go through, and that is started. It has been covered by the 600 district in India. So three features it is having. Like first is what, that it is basically 100 days assured employment has been provided. If they are not getting the job, then also allowances will be provided them, but 100 days assured employment they are getting. 1/3 jobs are reserved for women. This is the second feature of this Manrega. Third feature is it is covered in the 600 district of India. So here like this you have to learn all the features of all the poverty alleviation program, which is very clearly given in the book. Next one is Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana also, and this is also called Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. So Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana or Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana is same, and it has been started in 1993, implemented in 1993, and according to that self employment is generated through this program, and the aim of the program is to create self-employment opportunity for educated unemployed youth in the rural areas and small towns. They are helping setting up small business and industry under this program. Next is REGP, means Rural Employment Generation Program. It has been started in 1995, and according to that the self-employment opportunity in rural areas and small towns has been created. A target for creating 25 lakh new jobs has been set up for the program under the 10th 5-year plan. Next is that Swern Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, SGSY. It has been started in 1999. The program aims at bringing the assisted poor family above the poverty line by organizing them into self-help groups through a mix of bank credit and government subsidy. Government used to provide them some financial assistance, that is called subsidy, and through that they are the group are formed and they get financial assistance, and like that they develop economically. And this is what the SGSY Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, as with the program only Swarojgar, here S means Swarojgar, so Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, it is clear the only that for the self-employment. The group is formed, and according to that the facility, the credit and the subsidy is provided. PMGY, it is Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana. It has been started in 2000. Additional central assistance is given to the states for basic services such as primary health, primary education, rural shelter, rural drinking water, rural electrification, and like this they are helping the people for people to get the basic necessities. So this is Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana, launched in 2000. And another program is Antodaya Ann Yojana, about which is there that Antodaya Ann Yojana is a scheme started for the poorest of the poor, and to them poorest of the poor are wo elderly people, women, girl, child, and they are poorest of the, for them it has been that launched Antodaya Ann Yojana. Now the challenges ahead means the poverty is there, as you all know, but now the scenario of the world is changing. So the challenges, poverty has certain decline in India, but despite the progress, poverty reduction remains in India as the most compelling challenge. Wide disparities in poverty are visible between rural and urban areas and among different states. So the official definition of poverty, however, captures only a limited part of what poverty really means to the people. It is about a minimum subsistence level of living rather than a reasonable level of living. So now the concept of human poverty comes. Human poverty is what? The concept that goes beyond the limited view of poverty as a lack of income. It refers to the basically social, economic, that is denial of political, social and economic opportunity to an individual to maintain a reasonable standard of living. So again I am repeating, what is this concept? Human poverty is a concept that goes beyond the limited view of poverty as a lack of income. Means only lack of income is not the poverty. What is that? It refers to the denial of political. If politically also they are not getting the right, that means they are poor. Socially, if they are not getting rights, that means they are poor. Economical, they are not getting the opportunity, that means they are poor. To an individual to maintain a reasonable standard of living. So what are the challenges ahead? So first is how the poverty reduction will be done. Second, providing healthcare facilities to the growing population. Education and job security to for all, not for a specific group, for all. And that is gender equality has to be focus, achieving gender equality, because there is a lot of that is disparities done between the male and female factors. So that has to be eradicated. So achieving gender equality, if it will be achieved, the concept of human poverty will be these are the challenges ahead. Rather than only we can't concentrate on income, we have to concentrate on healthcare facilities also, job opportunity also, and also achieving the gender equality and the dignity of the poor in society. Always it is not there, if the person is poor, he should not get the proper respect. It has been observed in the society, they are ill treated. those who are poor, they are ill treated, and that should not be there. They are also having the right to get respected. Only those who are rich will not should not be respected. So this is what the real concept of that human development means. So human development is only possible through overall development, not only income, the job opportunity, education, health facility, equality, gender equality, or any type of discrimination if exists in the society. That means the society is not developed. There still the poverty is there. Dignity of poor in society, always they should be respected. So you have seen as the bigger challenges that still remain: providing health care, education, and job security for all, and achieving gender equality, dignity for the poor. These will even bigger task. Let's see how much time it will take. Hope so that in the coming decade, and it will be that more and more opportunity will be provided, so that these eradication and the measures of removal poverty programs will further, some more programs will be added to it, and the thought beyond the income will be generated for the by the social sciences, which has been observed and can be implemented, so that healthcare, education, gender equality, dignity, all can be maintained for the better standard of living, reasonable standard of living. Now this is all about the poverty chapter. Go through the chapter. If any doubt, you can ask to me. First, after watching this video, your task is go through the book, means read all the uh, whatever is given in the book. Don't concentrate much on data what has been provided. Only focus on certain data, like what is the poverty ratio of India, what is the poverty ratio of Bihar, what is the poverty ratio of Orissa. This much you have to learn, and rest of the data and latest data in whoever's book it is written, just you mention in your book, so that the correct data you should have, the latest data according to 2011-12, as we are not having of 2021, we are having the last census only 2011-12, and according to that you have to mention. So just go through those data, and other datas are given in different book, different datas are given, so no need to worry about that. Only focus on the poverty ratio of India and of the poorest state, and that is Bihar and Orissa. This is all about the chapter, poverty as a challenge. And now go through all the chapters, and just if any doubt, you can ask in school or through WhatsApp.